as always, if you guys have any questions or if we lose connectivity, we're just going to keep on going. I am teaching this morning from Nags Head, beautiful Nags Head, North Carolina. The beach is right over here, and I would normally turn and have you guys have that as your view, but you'd be blinded by the sun. As we all know, the sun rises in the east, and it just rose about an hour and a half ago, so you wouldn't be able to see anything but a big bright light. So I have you turn sort of to an angle to the north, and maybe you'll still hear some of the rolling waves. You certainly are hearing the wind, and the wind may be competing with my voice this morning. And in terms of internet connectivity, we're just going to see how it goes. We're competing with 3 lovelies who are inside homeschooling, so right, we're like all struggling to grab and feel the bandwidth here, but we're going to do the best we can. So again, if I clock out or if we lose connectivity, just keep on moving. Just trust your inner wisdom and keep finding some mindful movement and breath in your body. I don't know if you can see my friend Ryan's over here. I don't know, is she on camera? There she is. She's my quarantine wife, and we are here with the girls together, having a little girls' week, doing school, of course. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started on the mat in a child's pose. So come on over. Hi, Lee. Come on, find your way into a child's pose. As always, listening to your body and listening to whether or not you need a little bit more support for your hips today or for your back. Just arranging your knees tight or narrow according to what feels right for you. Start to walk your hands out. Settle your chest down toward the earth. Melt your forehead as well. And then just maybe try to create a little bit more space in the arms and the shoulders, hollowing out the armpits, walking the hands further away from you. Maybe even widening the arms just a little bit as the palms root down. And then just notice where you can invite a little softness into the body right now. Allowing the earth to support you. Our flow today is dedicated to awakening the inner compassion that you hold for yourself and for others. And I begin with a quote by Tara Brach, one of my teachers, that says, "Loving presence is more who you are than anything else you tell yourself." Loving presence is more who you are than anything else you tell yourself. It's a reminder that we tend to host a lot of false narratives and a lot of self-judgment. And when we can just maybe get in touch with whatever is painful or whatever is stressing us, just touch that ouch place, she says. It awakens the healing response in us. It awakens the natural tendency for tenderness and compassion. And so just while you're here right now, just settling down into this child's pose, just notice if there are any ouch places. Maybe you feel ouch in your physical body because you've done too much or maybe haven't done enough. Or maybe there's an emotional wound. Maybe there's just a general sense of dis-ease with things that are going on in the world that seem to be rattling your well-being. And in order to cultivate that compassionate response, you have to notice it. You have to be aware of it. You have to recognize it, hold space for it, allow it to be there. Once you greet it with tenderness, then you can begin to invite some soft words, some kind words, some nurturing words, words of consolation, words of support, words of love. So just think about the words that you most like to hear. I love you. You are safe. You are enough. What are the words that most And use those words to help craft your intention for today's practice. Maybe even bending the elbows and pressing the palms together behind the head. As you invite this intention in energetically. And then notice the wave of breath. Notice the inhale. Notice the exhale. Softening everything right to the midline. Letting things go. Notice how you can play around with the breath, bringing a quieter and a more relaxing response into your nervous system by lengthening the breath, particularly on the exhale. And maintaining a connection to that breath during practice today, particularly when you feel challenged in the physical shape or challenged as thoughts and emotions arise. Come back to the comfort of the breath. Let's share a big breath in together. And open the mouth and let it all go. Nice. From here, spread your arms out nice and wide. Come on to spider fingers, so tenting onto the tips of the fingers. And then turn, let the breath go. And on the next inhale, we're going to lift up slightly, dip the right shoulder down, come onto the right temple, the right cheek. Keeping the fingers onto the tips, really feeling that stretch in the right shoulder. Big breath in. Full breath. Nice. Come right back into center. Walk the hands back. We're going to find ourselves in table position. Stacking the shoulders. Press the earth away. Making sure to give a little minute to the cervical spine and the side. Feel a little bit more sensation. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then we're going to take that left arm now and sweep it under the right arm, coming down onto the left cheek again to thread the needle. Just notice here that tendency for the hips to shift to the right. Invite them back, floating right over the knees, and really drive down into that right palm so you feel that spinal twist. Breathe in. Out. One more. And wringing out the spine here with each little sip of breath. And then start to unwind, come back to table. Find neutral first. Give the spine a little love. And then 2 more cow and cat. Try to exaggerate to the pelvis as much as possible. Awakening the energy of the core. All right, keep that left palm rooted and stretch the right arm over to the other side, crossing at the arms, and then shift the weight a little bit into the right hip. Let the head relax so you're not trying to tense and hold up the neck. Big breath in. Let the whole breath go. All right, and then uncross the arm and now weave the right under the left, twisting as you thread the needle, bringing the shoulder down, the head down. Stabilize the hips and root down into that left palm. Trying to access the full breath here. It becomes a little bit more challenging when you're twisting. One more big breath. All right, slowly start to unwind back to tabletop. take 2 more articulations of the spine. Maybe you start to move laterally, maybe you flex, extend, just move for 2 breaths in a way that feels good to your body. And then we're going to start to come into our downward facing dog. So let's extend one leg and then the other. First, arriving in a plank pose, so we can work on alignment. Spread the fingers as the elbows. You need to make some little micro adjustments, stepping forward